when it comes to enterprise risk management, we're looking for intention, and intention backed up by resources and by action. So we're agnostic to the form that companies might choose to implement enterprise risk management, but we are interested in learning what works for them and seeing hard evidence that they've gotten some benefit from it. In advance of a meeting with a company, we'll send a standard list of 7 or 8 questions that we aim to cover during that meeting. Some companies will, on their own, decide to answer those questions and send written responses back. That's not what we're looking for, but if that's what a company wants to do to sort of document the evidence, then that's fine. But more important than getting answers to each and every one of those questions is stimulating the discussion. So our normal interaction with a CFO or a treasurer in the course of doing a rating will involve, even if nothing special is going on for that company, will involve a 2-3 hour meeting once per year, just a touch-base meeting. If there are issues with the company, they're doing a big acquisition or a debt issuance or there's some organizational change, we'll interact much more frequently. This is not meant to be, nor could it be, an audit. It's not an exhaustive top-down review. It is meant to be a high-level, strategic-level discussion with the financial executives at the company that we rate. We will also have this discussion extend beyond the CFO. We'll be talking to operational managers, CEOs in some case, because we're interested in risks, not just financial risks, but all risks across the firm. With regard to misconceptions about what we're doing with ERM, I think probably the biggest one is that companies feel that they need to do something different or new, that they need to have a consultant with the latest kind of whiz-bang PowerPoint slides, and that is clearly not the case. The key word I always come back to is evidence. I don't care how the evidence is presented to us, but evidence it's facts. Cases where we have been very moved to weight management very positively in the rating are cases where companies have had a long and successful, sustainable business that has provided them with competitive advantages that have lasted through cycles and through adversity. That has always been the case. So in one sense, a company that has historically gotten a very positive management review from us is probably likely to get a good enterprise risk management review from us. However, I wouldn't say the two are exactly aligned. That in fact, what has made a company successful historically may not be the same things that make them successful going forward. And I think that's particularly true when we're in an inflection point in the economy, which we do seem to be in right now. We're going to take this information and add it to what we already evaluate with regard to the management of a company, not just the risk management, but the management overall. And that's something that our analysts have been compelled to do through our process as long as we've been doing credit ratings. Admittedly, it is the most qualitative, subjective area of our analysis, where we're looking for things like credibility of management. A very easy word to say, but very hard to quantify, to be sure. So one of our objectives with this ERM exercise is to color that review of management in a way that is more meaningful to the companies that we rate, to our analysts, and more importantly, to the people who use those ratings, the investors. So they get a better feeling as to if we like a particular company's management, why do we like it? It's not because they're good guys or they're smart people necessarily. It's because they're on top of the key risks that that company faces, and they have a proactive stance towards dealing with those risks and even getting some competitive benefit by being very good risk managers. And of course, the opposite would also be the case.